I'm Richard Till. I'm a technical guy at Google. I basically work on the AdWords platform with companies such as 8 Digital. I'll try and go through this quite quickly because I'm conscious I've had my time eaten into, but never mind. So I'm going to talk to you about a number of things today. If we get time, I'll talk about why we're working with an agency. But I'm going to talk to you about a number of things, namely micro moments, and it's generally about how mobile is kind of taking over in the next few years. So what are micro moments? Well, they are those kind of tiny moments when people think, walking past a shop and it's, I wonder how much that costs, or this an advert on TV and it's like, take me there. So these are kind of small moments that show intent, where a user's really engaged and wanting to do something. So there are these kind of moments, and this is kind of a little bit of a visualization of these moments. And I'll show, hopefully if the video works, I'll show a quick video to kind of emphasize that. But one quick stat for you. So as many as 88% of consumers are basically showrooming. So they're going into a shop and looking at stuff before going on to purchase it. So I'll see if I can get this video to work.
Grinding sound when you turn the key?
So while everyone's been sat around doing nothing, I have a quick question to ask people. So I notice everyone's got a mobile in the audience. So I wonder if anyone can kind of shout out how many times on average people use their mobile in a day. Just guess anyone? Anybody? Anybody? 40? 500? Bit less than 500? I don't know, if it's me, probably 500, but on average, it's about 150 times a day. So, and this is from, everything from kind of getting up in the morning and perhaps turning your alarm off through to things like doing your shopping, or as it says up there, buying a festival tote for Coachella, whether anyone's been there or not. The mobile is really an area of growth over the last sort of year, and in 2015 we saw about 56% of all searches that happened from a mobile device. And so some stats here just to break into that. So a 20% increase in mobile online sessions, so that's year on year, an 18% decrease in time on site, and at the same time a 29% increase in conversion rates from a mobile. And the most telling stat here is the middle one, the decrease in session time. And this is essentially what it's saying is that people on a mobile are extremely lazy, so they want to get straight to the conversion action. They don't want to kind of read your site. They don't really care about any images. So if you're an e-commerce site, they want to basically buy the widget or the nice pair of snappy shoes that they've seen. They want to buy that straight away. They don't want to be kind of messed around in the interim with other bits and pieces. So it just kind of says that you need to have a mobile strategy, and it's kind of being relevant and being there so that you can essentially straight away get straight to the action. So the world has changed, and this is quite interesting stats from last year. So What we can see here, and the most interesting one here, is that in Europe, we spend about 110, well, in Europe we spend quite a long time online, but in the UK we are the biggest sort of online users. So we spend about 110 hours per month online. And that's kind of reflected by this 2.4% drop in high street footfall. It's from 2013, that stat, but basically it increases year on year. I think we're about sort of 4 or 5% at the moment. And at the same time, we can see that we had a 27% increase in online sales from mobile devices. So consumer behaviour has changed, and this is driven a lot by mobile and by a few other phenomena. So we did, well, kind of touched on this before about the multi-screeners. So you may recognise this household. So we call it John's house. But you'll notice they've got a TV on, they've got a laptop, they've got a phone, and someone's got a tablet. And because we're becoming a nation of multi-screeners, we can see that people, 90% of the time, they move between different devices to complete a goal. So it's all about having multi-level conversion tracking, so tracking offline and online conversions. And so what might happen is someone might jump to your site from their phone, and then they might think, right, well, the purchase is better done on my mobile, so I'll do it there. Or they might say right, okay, it's a bit more complicated, I'll jump to my laptop and do it there. But what it's saying is that people generally jump between devices to get to their conversion action. And you may recognise these kind of buyers, but people are very unpredictable now. So 93% of all buyers went online before making a purchase. As I said before, they switch devices, they read reviews, they do price comparisons, and there are about 10.4 touch points or information sources before someone purchases something. So the more expensive or the more engaged, so if, for instance, someone is buying a house, then perhaps they'll spend a bit more time doing research. If they're buying just a small widget, then perhaps they'll do less in terms of that search. So the path has changed to purchase. So this is the traditional path here. And what you may notice here is that there are a couple of things that you might not have seen for a while. And I wonder if anyone can guess what I might have in this envelope. It is on there, but it's not a billboard. Anybody? No? Yes. So you may have seen these a long time ago, but they're now this size. And this just sort of highlights the size and how things have changed. It's now gone from being a massive thing, and the boy who stood on the 2 yellow pages to kiss the girl, he's going to have to get a lot of them if he's going to do the same thing. But now we see the path has changed, and it's now more of a circular path where the internet is the hub, and there's lots of different entry points before someone makes a purchase decision. So they might start doing a search, they might jump in from an online video, they might use social media, but what this sort of says is to have a presence across all different markets, because every entry point is also an exit point in terms of making a purchase. So it's about being relevant to your customer when they're demanding your product or when they're showing intent. So what can you do to ramp up your presence in 2016? Well, there are a number of things that you can do, and there are a number of products that Google offer that you can to basically jump into each of these. So you can build awareness using YouTube, branding sites, using sort of social media, so G+, using display ads, which we touched on a little bit earlier, and adding your search extensions on, which we touched on as well. When you've built that awareness and you're wanting to influence consideration, there are a number of things you can do at that stage. So having a presence on Google Shopping and doing some retargeting, so once people are in the funnel, you're kind of re-emphasizing the points as to why they should go with you as a company. Perhaps doing Google Hangouts, or perhaps having a YouTube video, and using click-to-call and location extensions to amplify your presence. And then once you've influenced them and they decide to go with you, how can you convert that into a sale? Well, there's a number of things you can do. So again, Google Shopping comes up. It's quite relevant in terms of if you're an e-commerce business, and it's where you want to be because you've got the comparison ability alongside other people there. You also have your mobile extensions, so being there when people are basically looking for the product. And again, targeted by context on the display network, and making sure you're optimized and using dynamic remarketing and that sort of stuff. How are we doing? 2 minutes? Okay, cool. Well, I'll quickly jump on very quickly into the last couple of slides. So on the build awareness piece, the most important thing here is that middle circle. So if people don't know who you are, they can't buy from you. So when you're trying to build awareness, it's about making sure that you are where your users are going. So this is about kind of being across different marketing channels and having a presence across all of them. So whether that's social media, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, G+, whether that's YouTube, or whether that's plain search, but just making sure that you have a presence across all the different platforms. When we jump into the influence and consideration piece, the main issue, or the main point here, is to make sure that you're getting people who know who you are into brand evangelists. So turning them into people who basically go out and shout about you on social media and basically want to buy from you and like and buy into your products and services. And then finally, on the leading to the consideration, it's basically making sure you turn these people who know about you into valuable customers and getting them repeat purchases. And so there's various things you can do in terms of staying relevant, and that comes back to what we were saying earlier in terms of having an optimized campaign, refreshing your creatives, and just making sure you're there and highly optimized at every point. I do have other slides, but I think we're short on time. Oh, we've got a minute? Okay, perfect. Well, very quickly then, so why you should work with an agency like 8 Digital? Well, there's three main reasons. Firstly, market knowledge. So they have, because of all the campaigns that they run and the experience, they have a key sort of insights that they can basically pass on to you, give you lots of information. Secondly, they can get the best performance out of your campaigns. So they can basically tell you what you need to do to make a poor performing campaign into a converting campaign and focus on the return on investment. And the final point is time. So essentially, if you're an expert in selling widgets, you don't necessarily have the time to do your digital marketing. And so by farming it off to an agency, then you can get that mythical hour of the day back to do something perhaps that's more core to your business. And that's a wrap.